What is in a birthright? How important is it? And what are the spiritual implications? Whether you are a firstborn or not, you need to pay attention, because this will affect you, either directly or indirectly. Draw your chair closer, because you're about to hear something mind-blowing. Ho says, being a firstborn is not a coincidence or mere chance. It is a divine design, an honor that carries grave responsibilities and serious consequences. But sadly, the majority of people have no idea. Let me show you why your mindset must change. Birthright is a theme that stretches from Genesis to Revelation. In the Bible, being a firstborn is not just a position. It is an assignment. The Abrahamic covenant was propagated by birthright, and that's why Jacob, though younger, could not embody the blessing until he had obtained the birthright. God places high value on the firstborn. That's why the Scriptures say, "Blessed is every male that opens the matrix." Deuteronomy 21:17 confers a double portion on the firstborn son. When God judged Egypt, he struck down their firstborn sons, and Pharaoh's grip was broken. In 2 Kings chapter 3, the king of Moab sacrificed his first son on the wall, and suddenly the tide turned against Israel. And when the fullness of time came, God gave his first son to redeem the world. Across the world, first sons carry sacred roles. In Africa, the first son is a priest, heir, and family leader. In China, he preserves the surname and ancestral rights. In Hindu tradition, he manages the estate and lights the funeral pyre. In Europe and Arabia, he inherits the throne, the very bloodline of legacy. These are no mean tasks. They are heavy responsibilities. The firstborn cannot afford recklessness, or else he goes down as a historic failure. Cain abnegated his priesthood to his brother, Abel, who offered a more excellent sacrifice. Esau exhibited a nonchalant and carefree attitude towards his birthright. He was described as a profane person. He exchanged his destiny for a plate of food. He was ruled by appetite, just like his nephew Reuben. Reuben, the first son of Jacob, took after his uncle Esau. What his father had staked his life to gain, he sacrificed on the altar of self-gratification. Reuben did not lose his birthright just because of incest. When duty came calling to play the role of the first son, by protecting Joseph from his envious brothers, he cowered and lost a golden opportunity to stamp his legitimacy. He fell to the limit of his short-sightedness. Incest with his father's wife was only a consummation of his ignominious crash. The consequence? He lost his staff of authority to Judah and the double portion of inheritance to Joseph, the one he could not protect. In his valedictory benediction, Jacob gave his verdict on Reuben, his now ceremonial first son. Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel. Amnon, son of David, instead of building a legacy, chose to repeat Reuben's failure. And what was his end? Shame, blood, and oblivion. Esau lost his birthright to a plate of food. Reuben and Amnon lost theirs to a one-night stand. Why is the failure rate so high among first sons, especially in Africa? Birthright has become ceremonial, not sacred. Birthright is a slippery slope that can bring a man from the pinnacle of glory to the slough of despond. In the world of today, the sacredness of the firstborn son has been trampled upon, not by others, but by the first sons themselves. But what does one expect from a generation that is ruled by cravings? They want inheritance without responsibility. They want thrones without the discipline of kings, estates without wisdom, legacy without labor. Some even wish their father would die quickly so they can access what they didn't earn. This, my friend, is a mockery of birthright. Where God places honor, the devil plants opposition. If God apportions double blessings to the firstborn, then the enemy assigns double attacks, and many are unaware. If you are a first son, know this: you inherit your father's blessings, but also his enemies, his reproach, his battles. Just like the firstborn of Egypt, we have separated responsibility from inheritance and created a generation of sons who want the crown but not the cross. They want to bear the family name but lack the character to authenticate it. They want to inherit but have no plans to bequeath. Such first sons are a mockery of the ordinance of birthright. A neighbor once called my first son heir apparent, but I detested it because it spoke of entitlement without preparation. This mindset is common today, but dangerous. This is the opposite of what happens in aristocratic circles, where the firstborn is groomed not just to inherit, but most importantly, to maintain the family status and uphold its values. He knows from infancy that a heavy task rests on his shoulders, and that the price of failure is too great to imagine. Get up from the dust and run your race. You may not be the fastest, but run it with dignity. Hold your baton tight. Don't let it drop. Let it never be said, "Here lies Esau, a profane man, who sold his birthright for one morsel of meat." But let it be said, "Here lies a man who was faithful to his calling." If this message stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Share it, speak it, and subscribe to this channel. Stay awake, and let's walk this road of destiny together. Until next time, stay anchored, watch out for more, and remain blessed.